Okay, here I am. We are live. This is my first time doing this, and it is day 3 of the video challenge. And so, day 3 of the 30-day video challenge. And my question for me today is, what would it take to outcreate my beyond? Yes, I have a beyond. And so I've got this new software, so if I look over that way, I'm just getting my proprioception and just getting everything sorted out. So what would it take for me to outcreate my beyond today? So let's look at this a little bit. So we're on day 3, and I've watched a ton of the videos over this last year, and in particular recently. With doing this challenge, my Facebook feed is just popping up with all these cool videos from the 30-day video challenge, which is awesome. And there's one thing I'm noticing in all these videos is there's such a beyond for people to do this, to get in front of the camera and to express who they be. And that's been a big charge for me. And I'm like, all right, so what in me can I look at to create a shift here? And it's more a shift in me so that more of you can show up, more of me can show up. And so this is my goal for today. So yes, it's day 3, but I am going to come at this video as if it's day 23. So what if this video is day 23 of this 30-day challenge? And so that actually feels really light versus day 3. Day 3 feels very heavy. Day 23 feels light and fun. Now, I've got a friend who always pushes my beyond, and she's like, well, what's next? I'm like, what do you mean next? What's next? She says, well, what's next after the 30-day challenge? I'm like, whoa. I'm just here on day 2, day 3, and you're asking me what's next after day 30? I don't know. And so it occurred to me that yes, I've got a beyond on day 3, but I've also got a beyond on day 30. I don't know what's coming after day 30, but if I don't get past that beyond, then I won't get to experience the full possibilities that will be coming at me because I'm stuck in a beyond. And a lot of people are like, well, what the heck is a beyond? Well, a beyond is, it's a place where you're stuck and you can't go forward, you can't go backwards, you can't go right, you can't go anywhere but where you are. And for some people, they never get out of the beyond. Well, they go below the beyond. You know what I mean? And so it's like, well, how do you get past that beyond? Oh, and I just realized, hang on, I'm going to answer that question, but I got to press a button here. I'm so excited. Hang on. I'm pressing a button. You ready? Watch this. Ta-da! What would it take for me to outcreate my beyond today? So, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. So where am I going with this? Yes, so I'm pretending that this video is actually day 23. And so I'm moving beyond my beyond of day 3. What's next after day 30? I don't know, but I'm going to, oh, that's where I was going. I remember where I was going now. So how do you get out of the beyond? So this is how I get out of the beyond, and it might work for you or it might not. I envisage a big hand or a big crane coming down, and it picks me up very gently and it lifts me up. Oh, I need to stay on camera. And it puts me down on the other side of the beyond. If there's still a beyond, it picks me up and it moves me on the other side of the beyond. Now, as I'm traveling over the beyond, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, done. Sometimes I have to get to the other side of the beyond and look back at it and go, oh, okay, cool, done. And then I keep going. And so every now and then this arm comes up and moves me and I go. And so that's how I've been getting past my beyonds. And I tell you what, it's been helpful, because if you get stuck in that beyond, how do you get out of it, and how do you move forward, and how do you make choices, and how do you bring in those possibilities to enjoy those enjoyable contributions? So, all right, I'm going to press another button. Hang on a minute. I'm going to go back to me, because so here's the question. What would it take for you, for me, for us to outcreate our beyonds today? So I want you to ask that a ton today. I'm going to go back to me. Hang on. Let me click my button. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Now I just have to do that without looking at it. I've got two screens here. So let me give you an example of a beyond. So, well, I gave you one with the videos. So another one was I was sitting in the car on Thursday afternoon waiting for the kids to get out of school. They're in the walker line and they walk across the crossing guard and come to me. And it was a little bit crazy because we've been having school parties, end of year parties, because the kids are finishing school here in the States, and there was just traffic everywhere. And it really created a jam right at the intersection where I am, because there's two lines of traffic sitting in line to go into the carpool line, and then the regular traffic has to somehow get past both ways on one lane. And then there's people turning into the street where I am, and there's people turning out, and they're currently, I don't know why Plano decided to do this, but in all their brilliance, they are upgrading the pathways on that particular neighborhood. So you can imagine, between roadworks, cement trucks, I mean, people parked where they shouldn't be parked because of the party. I mean, it was nuts. So I'm sitting there watching all of this, and I'm like, wow, the energy of it was such a beyond for people. It got so bad that there were cars everywhere, and everyone was like, shit, now what do we do? And I'm just sitting there watching this. I'm like, all right, so what can I be to get all this flowing again? So I'm like, all right, so I sat there, and whatever beyond was in me that I could see that was charging me about it, I went to town on that. Float energy, I mean, I did all my tools. You know what your tools are, so you use them, right? And if you don't have tools, go get tools. There's lots of tools out there. There's Access Consciousness, there's Heart to Heart, there's Reiki. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Go get your tools. And so I started flowing this energy at myself to discharge whatever I was seeing out there, and all of a sudden it started moving. And I kid you not, in 2 minutes, all that mess was gone. I'm like, that is what I'm talking about. So what would it take to outcreate my beyond today? Asking a lot of questions and just being okay to move beyond, being okay to ask, all right, what's next? What's beyond the 30 days? What's beyond the 3 days? What's beyond the 23 days? What's beyond the 30 days? What's next? And being okay for that arm to come down and pick me up and move me if I sense that beyond. So I'm hoping that this has been helpful for you, and you can outcreate your beyond today and beyond. What would it take to outcreate the beyond my beyond? Yes. So wherever you are, be safe, be well, and we will see you tomorrow for day 4, or is it day 24? I'll talk to you soon.